Hello guys, my name is Khan, and actually in this video I will show you guys that how you can use filter controls in Google Data Studio and how you can use scorecards. So I will also introduce what does it mean by filter control and scorecard. For this video I will be making a dashboard just from the start. Uh, so I think if I give you this example, if I able to, so this is the dashboard that some user have made. So as you can see that the numbers that are appearing here, the number of users, sessions, page review, these are all a kind of a scorecard. So in this video I will show you guys that how you can make these kind of scorecards, and after those scorecards I will let you guys know that how you can create filter control. But what does it mean by filter control? But if you guys look at this down arrow button, so if I click it, you can see that you can select different data. So these kind of options are considered as the filter control, where you can select the data according to your need. So what I will do, I'll go back to my Google Data Studio. I want to create my new dashboard, so that's why I will click that button. So once it's uploaded, I will use the data. So I will be using the US Census data because I've already used this data before. So it's appearing here. But if you want to upload a new data set, there is an option which is create new data source. So I will click it, and then the data is coming from my drive, so I will select it. And as you see that your dataset must have to be in a CSV format. I will be open it up, and I will locate it to my data. So I have my data into Google Data Studio, and first this is the data I was using. So I will open it up. So once it will be uploading your data, once the data upload will complete, this connect button will automatically pop up. As you can see that now we can connect it, and there are the different it's showing that what are the variables that data have and what are the types of that data have. So currently I'm happy, but if I have to change these types, I can even change afterwards. So I will say okay, add to the report. Yes, add to the report. So the dataset got added, and now we can start adding things into my dashboard. But it's a good practice that you title your report according to what you're working on. So suppose for this thing I will be title it as filter control and scorecards, because in this video we'll be talking about both filter control and scorecards. I will first talk about scorecards, and then we will move towards filter control. So suppose what is the filter control and why it's so important. So I will show you the example of your. So if I go to insert, under the insert you can see, if I scroll down, you can see this is the option, scorecard. So if I select this scorecard, it have constructed constructed a box, and under this box it's showing me the sum of the population. Actually the population is a variable in my data. So suppose if you want this, you want to show the user that how much is the population of your data, you can show the overall population of in your data by this scorecard. But there are different ways you can even format a bit if you want. If I go to styles, so suppose if you don't want the population, because population is the variable that RStudio have arbitrarily decided, but suppose if you want the depth to be shown under this scorecard, what you have to do, you just have to select the depth, move it to population, and now it will show you the death, the sum of the deaths in your data. So death is also a variable in my data. So again, you have different styles. You can play around with different styles under Data Studio. So suppose there are different options, but I think the best thing is that suppose alignment. I want to be aligned it in the center. I want the metric value also to be aligned in the center. So these are the options you can take. You can also take the text value. Suppose if I want to show it under as red color, I think in the same way you can increase the font size. Suppose if I want 48. So again, you can, there are further many options like the background color. You can even select the background color. Suppose if you want to select the background color green, I think green looks bad. That to look some other color like light blue. So in this way we have created our first scorecard. The scorecards are important, and many users or report writers, those who make dashboards in Google Data Studio, they make the first line of scorecard, which is about the key variable. So suppose if I add another scorecard, insert, and I will say scorecard, and I will drag it here, and I will do it here, and here the thing is that if I go to my metric, it's showing me the sum of population under this. But suppose if you want to change it, you want not the sum, you want some other calculation. So suppose you want the average of population in your data. You can select that thing, and now it will be showing the average of your population under that thing. So you have different other things that you can do. There are different calculations that you can do under Google Data Studio. So I have selected average, and then what I will do again, I will try to format a bit. So I will go to my style, and under my styles I will select metric name to be in the center, metric value to be in the center. I will increase the font size. So background color I want to select as blue, and increase the font size. I will increase the font size. I think I previously selected 48, and again I can select the text type, maybe red. So you can see, and in the same way, because it's a good thing that if you are adding scorecards, it's better that your first row or your first part of your report contains all the scorecards of the key variable. In the same way, I can also add another scorecard, and I will place it according to where I want. Format it accordingly, and again I don't want the population. I want suppose divorce. So suppose this is my key variable, so I'll keep it here, and so now it's appearing here. Again, I don't want to change this. If you want to change it to some other statistics, as you can see, you can edit it and change it according to your need. For me it's fine, so I will just do a bit formatting again. So this is just a kind of an overview to show you guys that how you can play around with the scorecards. Okay, I will select some arbitrarily background color. So okay, suppose if I want to keep it as like this. So the next thing is that now what I will do, I will also add one chart, and then I will show you guys that how you can use filter control and what filter control will do. So in order to do that, so let's see if I create insert, and suppose if I want to create a time series graph. So if I go back here As you can see, currently it's unable to do time series graph. Even in my previous video, I've told you guys that even we have a variable year, because for a time series graph we need to have one variable which must have date format. But under our current data, we don't have any date variable. We have numeric variable, or we have string variable or categorical variable. But there is no need to worry, as I know that I have a year variable. I can convert that variable into a date variable. To change it, I will go to this edit, and as you can see, that is showing me these are the variables, what are their variable types. So I will go quickly to the year variable, and instead of number I will select the right variable type. So I want to be considered as a date and time, and under the date and time I know that this variable captures years only. So I will select year, let's continue. So it's saying if you are sure that you want to make this change, click continue. Okay, and then after that I will just finish it. So I have selected, if I go back to my year now, you can see that year is now date. So it's still showing under this graph that invalid dimension. But if I drag this year variable here, you can see it have drawn a population over the years. So this is my graph that I have created. Even if you want to change population to some other variables, you can just simply drag. Suppose if I want death over year, so I can even select it here. So now it will be showing me a comparison of both death and population. But population and deaths are very low compared to the population. So it's better not to add death, because it will not give us a good comparison. Maybe this population 18, which is another variable. So that's look good. So now I think we are ready to add filter control. So again, if you go in this bar, you can see that this is the option which are having some signal kind of symbol. This is usually known as filter control. If I select filter control, this is the box that Google Data Studio have created, but I will keep it here. But I can here it's showing that the filter control is based on the country variable, but I don't want it on the country variable. Actually, I want it based on the region variable. So I will just change it. So now you can see that it's based on the region variable. But before moving forward, what this filter variable do? So let's see. If I go to my view mode, currently we are in edit mode. If I go to edit mode, view mode, so you can see there is a downward arrow button here. If I click it, it will show all. So under the region, I have 4 categories: South region, North Central, Northeast, West region. So if I select the data, so suppose if I unselect all the data. So if I select all the data, there will be no data and there will be no values. So you can see currently we have only South data only, and it's showing me that under the South states of USA we have this number of deaths, this is the average population, and these are the divorce, but only related to the South region. And our graph also get updated according to the South region. And now if I select both, now the stats are showing based on South and North Central. I think less better to show and add one more graph to give you a bit more proper view. I'm back into the edit, and here what I will do, under the edit I will also add another graph, and I will add Geo Map, which we also learned in our previous video. So I will add a graph, because unable to select any valid dimension here, because the state is considered as as a string variable. I have to convert state as a region variable. So I will edit it, and I will go to my region, As you can say, region is considered as a text, but I want to change it as a geo variable, and under the geo variable I will change it as a region. For me, I know that for this variable region category works, but if you don't know what is the proper category for your variable, you just have to play around with these options, and probably you will be able to find out the right geo mapping type for your variable. Continue, finish. So I am back, so I will just select this region, paste it in the under the dimension. So now you can see I have a map according to that region. So sorry, I have selected the wrong data. Actually, it's the state I want to create as a region. So just I will change it again. I will consider region as text, and state actually as region. So go to the geo category, and I will select region. So continue, finish, and now I will select the right variable under the dimension for this graph, and now you can see I have the data. And now let's see if I go to my view mode, because everything is under the control of this filter. So whatever data I will select, it will show me only that category related data. So let's see if I go back to my view mode, and under the view, now if I select suppose south only, it will show me only the south region only data. As you can see, even the graph, we have only south region of USA, and all other stats also get updated according to the south region. But I can select multiple. So suppose if I want to see both south and north central, I will select both, and now you can see my data is got updated according to south and north central data only. I will go back to my edit, and now I will show you guys that currently this this filter control will be active on all the graphs or objects that you will add under this page. But if you will add another page under this page, that filter control will not be active. So even I think if we just able to add a new graph in the second page, let's see if I create some bar graph quickly. Bar chart. So suppose this is the bar chart. I'm not going to make it in some other category. Suppose if I add state region here, so you can see that our bar graph is for our states that we have, but this graph will not be under the filter control that we have under the page 1. Even if we go to view mode and we select, so suppose if I select south, sorry, if I select north central only, so this page got updated according to the north central, but my second page haven't got updated according to that control. So usually the filter controls are only applicable for that page, for the page you are on, but you can even subgroup that filter control. Suppose if I want this filter control to be only for this graph, not for anything else, so all other things remain, show me the numbers according to the complete data, but I want that this graph, this map graph, only got updated when I select this filter control. You can even do that. To do that, I will go back to my edit, and now I will show you guys how you can reduce the control of your filter So in this example, I will put that this graph got controlled by this filter only, and all other things will be showing me the stats according to the complete data that we have. So in order to do that, what I will do, I will select this object, which is the filter control, and then I will select this graph, and I want that this filter only remain applicable to this graph. So in order to do that, I will go to arrange. There is an option group. So if I select this group, so now everything, the other number will not be get updated once I will select the region. Only this map will get changed, of course, once I will select the region. In order to see that, I will take you guys to view. So let's see now. If I select south only, you can see that other numbers which I have in my scorecard or this map remains the same, but my map only get updated. Again, if I select some other, suppose north central, now let's see, the map got updated based on both south and north central, but my all other stats are just showing data according to the complete data that we have uploaded from our CSV file. Again, before finishing it, I will go to your edit phase, and if you want to edit the box, that's this box, you can even select, you can even edit that box. So suppose you go to style. The first thing is that if you want to change your filter based on some other variable, you can simply drag that variable to here and it will change it. And even you can add different styles to your filter control. So suppose you want to increase the font size, and you can also make it on different other things. You can even add a label. So these are the different things that you can try with your filter control. So in this video, I've shown you guys that the filter controls are applicable at a page level, or you can also group them with some of your graphs on which you want to apply. Then we also discussed that how you can add scorecards, and scorecards are mostly used to give a summary of your data. Thank you for watching the video.